Baboon. I'm gonna do another video, basically just a few tips and refresh the substrate. But at the moment, you can see him or her, and that's a pretty good shot. I mean, that's the most I've really seen in ages. That's not great. Just put the torch on for a bit. Yeah, it's a bit bright. I think I've just put the normal light on actually. But as you can see, this is oh, that's not brilliant either. Oh, sorry, sweet pea. Right, I'm just going to chuck this cricket in. Hopefully, we'll get a grab. Nope. Just pissed off with the light. So from the T. sturmey, which is obviously a bit of the queen of a species, we've got the king baboon. So yeah, two of the biggest T's, potentially. Well, this is the biggest baboon, I believe. Well, there is another baboon, I think, which grows as big as don't know why it's not going for it. Should do. You missed it. Suspect male. I did have a look at the last molt. Yeah. Oh, come on. Ooh. It's interesting. This is not hungry. I'll try once more. Ah, stupid thing. Oi? Doesn't seem to want it. Don't want your cricket. Why not? Well, I'm going to leave that in there. And that'll probably be the end of the vid. Bit of an anti-climb. Not eating. I think the cricket's still down there. I've just basically added fresh substrate. About 3 inches. I mean, the tarantula's probably about an inch. When it gets a bit bigger, I'll probably add a bit more substrate in the new year, perhaps. But it doesn't seem to mind too much. I mean, it's got enough to sort of burrow under there, and I've put this size enclosure next to it because when I first got the king baboon, I think it was about 2 centimeters. So you can have something this size or perhaps a bit smaller. I'll show you another one I've got, which is quite handy, and it's at the moment my little Phonophelma Marksi is in here. Actually, we could have a look in and see if he or she has eaten a meal I left in. And also, this is a very tiny tarantula. I think it's a dwarf species, so you've never seen it, so it's been just so small. But the thing about this size enclosure, before I witcher on anymore, is when you first get a sort of slow growing species, and perhaps they're 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres. Something like this is quite ideal, especially if they're sort of more the burrowing type, because obviously you can fill it up a bit deeper, plus it's not quite as large as this. Yeah, and also, you know, make sure, keep an eye on the size of the holes you're putting in. Sometimes with the small slings, you have to really make tiny little sort of pinpricks, because they are very small, some of them. So yeah, that's basically how I sort of been keeping my king baboon. Regards to sort of feeding and the watering, I tend to, instead of just leaving a water dish in, I'll get a bit of water, and what I'll do is, where I know where the tarantula is, which is here, and I'll just basically dribble a bit of water next to where it is. This is where I soak it. So that's probably enough. And if it wants to have a drink, it can just sort of drink from the substrate. And I'll probably do that once a week, perhaps, or once every 2 weeks. And it's also got the water dish if it wants it. So, yeah, I wonder if it's got the cricket in there. I'm not sure. But there's my king baboon. And it seems to be doing well. So let's hope it's a female. Right, so that's the end of the vid. Oh, I'll show you my phonophelma quickly before I go. I'll just put the lid on. Oh, this is I think it's called is it a mini breeding box? Tom Moran, I think, did a sort of review of these. But they're quite good, actually. I think they're brilliant for slower growing species, because obviously they're quite deep as well. So for a king baboon, it's perfect, considering the growth rate. So yeah, let's have a quick look at my phonophelma Anax. Also, it's got a handy lid at the top here. Sorry about the camera work. And there he or she is. Now, it just molted, but I think it's been having a good munch of that cricket, actually, because the cricket's looking a bit kind of, yeah, I think it's eating its little meal. So this is an Phonophelma Anax. It molted about a week ago, and it's already looking quite large. Not quite sure how that's happened, but I mean, this is the first cricket I've put in since it's molted, so yeah. So this one's quite slow growing, I think, and also